Alright, so I went to the cinema the other day to watch the new Mike Flanagan movie, The Life of Chuck. Have you heard of this?
Briefly, I've not seen it necessarily get much promotion over here, and haven't seen a trailer for it myself, but I know it's based off a Stephen King story that's quite un-Stephen King.
Yeah, second Stephen King's adaptation this month. That guy is on a roll.
He pumps them out, man. He is a hard-working author, and obviously, a big fan of Mike Flanagan. So I was somewhat aware of this film, but it was only until you mentioned it, I was like, oh yeah, that was coming out. But haven't had the chance to see it. So sell me on it, Tommy.
I will. It didn't really get much promotion here either. I was aware of it because, I follow Flanagan on Instagram and on his socials, so he was sharing stuff around a while ago. And, I watch everything this guy does because he very rarely misses, and this looked like a very different movie for him. He usually does horror or horror adjacent projects, even though, he's not exclusively a horror director. But this felt like a passion project, like something that he really wanted to do, and I was really curious about it. And Tom Hiddleston, I like him too, so I was really curious to see it, and I went and see it, and I liked it. So in the word of the press, this movie is celebrating the life of Charles Chuck Kranz, played by Tom Hiddleston, as he experiences the wonder of love, the heartbreak of loss, and the multitudes contained in all of us. Now I will try to say that, but in a less pretentious way, hopefully.
Please, for us cran-swallowing morons over here, tell us what that really means.
It's pretty straightforward. The movie was surprising, as the press says. It's a movie about life. It's about the will to live, actually. About happiness, human connections, and dancing. There's a lot of dancing in this movie that I was not necessarily expecting, and it was nice. And another thing that I wasn't expecting is the structure, because, and this, we get into a little bit of the story, but I will not spoil anything that happens. I will try to keep it spoiler free. This is a recommendation, but I'm gonna try to discuss a little bit of the structure, because it's kind of what makes the movie or breaks the movie, I guess, depending on who you are. So the movie starts with a title card that says Act 3. Thanks Chuck is actually the title of Act 3. And the film starts, and the story is that the world is dying. There's like earthquakes and floods and climate change stuff. And Chiwetel Ejiofor is there, and he is the protagonist, which I was surprised by, because I thought that the protagonist would be Tom Hiddleston.
Right, yeah. He is like central focus on the poster as well, so.
Yeah, and so Chiwetel Ejiofor is our lead character in this section of the story. He's a teacher in this high school. He tries his best to keep working, but the students and their parents and all the people around him are slowly losing the will to live. There's this very funny scene very early on where our boy David Dasmalchian plays one of the children's parents, and he goes to this parents-teacher meeting, and he talks to Chiwetel Ejiofor, and he's complaining that Pornhub is down because the internet is down, because the world is ending. So
Right.
can't even watch porn anymore, which was surprising turn of events for the movie so early on. But yeah, so world is dying, everyone is sad, everyone is kind of fed up with life. There's a lot of suicides, and this other character, Karen Gillian, who plays a nurse in this hospital, and they have a bunch of people who try to commit suicide because they can't deal with the end of the world. She is, we find out, Chiwetel Ejiofor ex-girlfriend or wife. It's not really clear.
You're really going in all on that name there. It's, you pronounce your heart away there, Tommy. Go on.
I'm trying.
No, you're doing a fantastic job, honestly.
Okay, I'll just call him Chiwi from now on.
I would have stopped a long time ago, man. You're a better man than me.
So Chiwi starts to notice these signs everywhere. There's billboards, and there's even TV commercials. Even though TV has stopped working, there's this commercial running on loop celebrating this guy, Chuck Kranz. It's like a retirement announcement type of sign, and it says, "Thank you, Chuck, for 39 great years." And everyone in town, everyone in the world starts seeing this guy everywhere. This sign with him smiling, holding a coffee cup with his thank you note. And everyone sees him, but no one knows him, and no one knows what these signs mean. It kind of feels like a Rick and Morty episode, Like, I don't remember the episode specifically, but there's an episode in Rick and Morty where there's this similar premise where like something happens surrounding a character that's kind of like central to everyone else in the story. So like it has this very unique reverse chronological structure. You start with Act 3 and you don't really know what's happening, and you don't really know who these people are and who this Chuck person is. You know it's important because it was in the fucking trailer and on the posters, but it's strange. So you start with this mystery. Why is the world ending? Who is this Chuck Krantz person? And your first half hour of the movie is spent trying to figure out that mystery. And then you figure it out, or actually I guess the movie tells you. And then the film switches gear and it becomes something very different. And I think a lot of your enjoyment for the film is directly linked to how much you like this switch, this reversal that happens, that I won't spoil, because I went to see it with a friend and he called that first part almost a waste of time.
Right.
Because Chiwetel Ejiofor is not the protagonist of the movie, Tom Hiddleston is, and he comes into play later. So the movie is not about the stuff that I just told you about. I mean, it is indirectly, but the movie is not telling that story. That's just one part. So I guess it feels like the movie stops and starts a couple of times as they kind of reset the stage and tell a new chapter in this story. And I guess this kind of structure is not for everyone. So I'm just saying this as trying to review this movie, I guess. Figure out if this is something that it is for you, because it was for me and I really enjoyed it. But I'm pretty sure that it's one of those divisive decisions. Like, oh, why am I watching this? What is the purpose of this? So I enjoyed how it explored like existential questions in a very human and grounded way. I enjoyed the performance, particularly Tom Hiddleston, and Mark Hamill is in the movie as well, and it was really good, I thought. There's a bunch of Flanagan faces here, minor characters that all played by actors that appear in Flanagan TV shows.
Of course, yeah. The dad from Haunting of Hill House, he must be in it. He's always in his stuff.
I did not see him. I was looking for him if he was like doing a little cameo, but it was not there.
No, I like that actor.
Yeah, Henry Thomas is great.
And what about the old the homeless guy, the homeless bearded man, fisherman from Midnight Mass?
No, it wasn't in there either.
Oh, that's a surprise.
I guess he was busy. But Matthew Lillard is in the movie for like a scene.
Interesting.
Yeah. So yeah, there's these dance sequences that I won't go into because it's kind of a spoiler, but they're kind of like the emotional core, especially one that happens right in the middle of the film, comes out of nowhere, and it's kind of what the whole movie is about in a way. So it's an interesting film. It's kind of weird. The pacing and the structure are a bit uneven. I didn't come out of it being like, oh my god, this is amazing, but it was an interesting watch. And like every Flanagan production, this is a very talky movie.
Yeah.
Like, show don't tell. What is that? That's for cowards. If you can write as good as Flanagan, you tell everything. You don't show. Like, it's just this could be a podcast and it would be the same. People have these long fucking monologues.
Every character speaks like a poet.
Yeah, it's kind of like, I mean, he tries to ground the conversation a little bit, but the film is ultimately a series of conversations. If you break it down, we have a bunch of one-on-one conversations between characters about a variety of philosophical questions, about the end of the world, about poetry and the meaning of life and love. And like an early example is Chewie and Karen Gillian. They're talking on the phone and they're talking about the end of the world. They're kind of like reconnecting because they were lovers and now they're not anymore, but the world is ending. So, oh, I care about this person. He asks a question, it's like, when the world ends, there would be more weddings or divorces? And they had this, that they argue, well, there would be more weddings because people want to celebrate life. Weddings are a quick trip to the town hall and a signature, while divorces are a long process and they're horrible. And if the world is ending, you might as well just wait it out. So, there's this kind of stuff. And yeah, some of it is a bit melodramatic and schmaltzy, but some of it is very touching and real and fun. And it's all about this message that Flanagan clearly cared a lot about, which is very simple but very effective. It's living life to the fullest, cherishing every moment because you don't know when it might end and how it might end. And it's flawed and it's messy, but it's heartfelt. and I enjoyed that. I'm usually very easily brought to tears by movies like this. Just show me something sad and I will fucking cry. I did not cry, and the movie felt like it was really trying to make me very emotional at the end.
Yeah.
So, that's something else that maybe didn't work as well as Flanagan intended, but I felt it was touching. I felt it was nice. The performances were all on point. So, yeah, if this sounds like your jam, I think you should check it out.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's been getting some good, decent reviews. And as I mentioned, yeah, I'm a big fan of Flanagan's work too, especially his adaptations of Stephen King books tend to be pretty damn good. So, yeah, it was something on my radar, and yeah, it sounds very interesting. So I think I will check it out.
Yeah, do it.
It'll be a universe. Isn't that wonderful?